I was thinking about making a joke about Slim Shady and the real Slim Shady please stand up and talk about how the real Elias Pettersson is finally back. But then I also thought about how the real rookie Brock Boeser is also back too. And then I had to think about the back end because I was like, Braden Holtby played so well in this game. And then I really thought about it in the rest of the series. We also saw Thatcher Demko play extraordinarily well too. And then I was thinking about, okay, well, who else on this Vancouver Canucks team has absolutely improved? Jordy Ben. Like, he's better. Tyler Myers is better. Quinn Hughes is on top of the league in defenseman points. This team has bounced back. And I know it's against Ottawa. I know 3 games against Ottawa is all they needed to come out here and take things over. What you have against the Ottawa Senators here is a series where the Vancouver Canucks only allowed 3 goals. 2 goals by Thatcher Demko, 1 by Braden Holtby here today. And in turn, the Vancouver Canucks went out there and they scored themselves 7 goals, 5 goals, and 4 goals for a total of 16 goals in 3 games. Again, I know it's Ottawa. It really is Ottawa. But this team has taken everything they needed to get out of this Ottawa series, and they completely just took it, ran away with it, locked it in a treasure chest, and buried it in the deepest parts of their soul. This team is no longer the worst win percentage team in the entire NHL, and it comes off of this 4-1 victory over the Ottawa Senators. Yeah, it was a long intro. Bear with it. It's my channel. I can do what I want. Let's go over to the NHL stats before we actually discuss what happened in this game and take a look at the points percentage, because if it's actually updated, which it should be, the Vancouver Canucks are there. Yeah, they're at 500 over here. They are no longer last like they were a few days ago, and I think the wave of panic that John Shorthouse mentioned that was just taking over this Vancouver Canucks fan base, the media, the community, etc., for now, it's placated. So how exactly does it come here for the 3rd time in a row here against the Ottawa Senators? Well, it all starts off with Elias Pettersson, Brock Boeser, and JT Miller, and the Power Play 1, and Quinn Hughes. They're outstanding. Things got off underway with some very beautiful movement on the power play by Power Play 1. They didn't get too many shots on the power play in general, but what they did do was a very effective puck cycling game that opened up other areas of the ice that allowed guys like Brock Boeser to do things he hadn't done in the season before, where instead of taking it on the goal line and one time passing it to Horvat in the slot, he just takes it at the goal line, pops out himself, and gets a goal on Matt Murray. Now, I don't know about you, but Brock Boeser coming out here scoring a goal on Matt Murray, yeah, he's kind of lucky. Not gonna lie, that was a pretty lucky play. You just gotta laugh, The first goal of the game is Brock Boeser, assisted by none other than JT Miller and Quinn Hughes. Of course, who else is gonna assist on a goal like that? JT Miller out here with his 7th assist on the year, Quinn Hughes with his 9th. Quinn Hughes already on top of the league in defenseman points before this point. And then you give yourselves 5 more minutes, and it's Quinn Hughes who gets another one. He sends it over to Brock Boeser, who comes in with a shot. The PTSD here for Matt Murray coming out to play, but nope, it bounces off the Ottawa guy in front. But have no fear, because Elias Pettersson is right there to take it, shoot it, and score it himself. Elias Pettersson here with his 3rd goal on the year, Boeser with his 3rd assist on the year, and Quinn Hughes, as we said, has 10 assists. My gosh, this man is an assist-per-game player. Beautiful. The second period had ourselves a few more, I hate to say it, man, just a few really lucky plays. Like Brock Boeser out here, he got himself a really nice breakout pass from Braden Holtby, of all people, a little aside before the second lucky Boeser goal. But Braden Holtby played this entire game so well, not just in stopping pucks, but in really just setting up his guys for the breakout. You don't normally have the goaltender who is consistently over and over and over again acting as the breakout man to headman it out. But Braden Holtby did that tonight. A few good plays, a few good passes up the middle, but he has his head up, he knows where the other team is, so he's knowing not to, send it over into their skates or whatever. And this one is absolute perfection. He takes it, he gloves it down, he sends a long one up to the Senators' blue line as they're out there on a change. Elias Pettersson's at the blue line. He kind of touches it a little bit. He doesn't really do anything, but he just kind of taps it. He's like, okay, if Boeser scores this, I'm going to get an assist. Boeser comes in, he grips it, he rips it, boom goes the dynamite, baby. That was classic, vintage, rookie, dare I say, Brock Boeser coming out to play here. He said it himself, man, his shot is back. They are back. This Vancouver Canucks squad, the guys whom we had before, yeah, they're starting to show up here. Elias Pettersson looked deadly on the power play. Brock Boeser gets 2 lucky goals again on Matt Murray. And the shot, man, the snipe, absolute snipage out of there for Brock Boeser, who scores his 2nd of the game, 6th on the year. He's tied for the league lead in goals with Tyler Toffoli, of all people. And Elias Pettersson gets his 2nd point of the night, 3rd assist on the year. The period ends off in goals with Thomas Chabot, who completely takes over, goes into high gear over Quinn Hughes. He beats him over onto the outside, comes in on Holtby, goes 5-hole. Plain and simple, it's tough to stop really talented players like Thomas Chabot, and yeah, sorry Quinn Hughes, he kind of got beat there, but whatever, it's only 3-1, shouldn't really be too bad at the end of the period, etc. Oh my gosh, Quinn, what are you doing? It's Connor Brown who comes in on a breakaway. Braden Holtby stops him with like 10 seconds left in the period, and then the other way, the Canucks send it up. It's Bo Horvat coming in on a 2-on-0 odd man rush, it looks like. He gets denied. The rebound pops over onto the side of JT Miller. So 2 very glorious scoring chances at the end of the 2nd period. And we saw this on the broadcast. I think it was Ian McIntyre who brought this up. But even though the Vancouver goaltenders had been okay in the first few games of the season, sure, they were allowing 5 goals against each game. That's not great. But the defense was bad, so it's easier to give the goalies a pass in those circumstances than it had been before. But they were talking about how Braden Holtby nor Thatcher Demko never made that one big save at the key opportune time to keep their team in the game. Imagine if Braden Holtby lets that in. All of a sudden, the momentum shifts over to Ottawa. It's 3-2 instead of 3-1 heading into the 3rd period, and who knows what could have happened from there. It was a momentum-stopping save that Braden Holtby did, and subsequently Matt Murray did the same thing at the other end too. Obviously the circumstances are different, but it did happen. The 3rd period starts out very nicely as Nils Hoglander comes in here. Absolutely fights for the puck in tight. He's like a dog out there, you know? Just hounding on the guy. Going over, trying to steal it. He does that successfully. He sends it over to Tanner Pearson, who grips it and rips it, but nope. Murray makes the save, and Pearson pounces onto the rebound. It goes off the post. It's really loud. It bounces off of Murray's back, and then it's in. Tanner Pearson now has 2 goals, and this one's assisted by Hoglander for his 3rd assist on the year. Hoglander, man, he's really getting up there in terms of the point production side of things. Who knows? Could we really have another Calder candidate this year? It's Kirill Kaprizov's to lose, in my opinion, but for Hoglander, hey, there's no doubt. You love to see this out of Nils Hoglander. He has been playing so well offensively, defensively, creatively speaking. He was out there on the PK towards the end after the 5-on-3 that happened where Chatfield went to the box with Tkachuk. Hoglander had to serve the Chatfield portion of the penalty. He comes out, steals the puck, sends it all the way down after Edler goes off for cross-checking on the 5-on-3. Beautiful plays there by Nils Hoglander. And that's kind of all she wrote for this Canucks game. At the end of the day, though, the shots on goal, not too great for Vancouver again. They let up 37 shots. Braden Holtby makes 36 saves. But I will say, even though the Vancouver Canucks let up 37 shots, it's like, I mean, how many times in a row they've let up 35 plus shots? It's like 3 or 4, something like that. Those shots that Ottawa had, aside from maybe like 4 or 5 of them, they didn't really look all too great. Now, I'm not looking at the advanced Corsi, high danger chances or whatever, but like, that's just kind of how I feel after watching that game. A lot of those shots that the Sens had were out wide, they were really long distance, low danger attempts. They're just trying to get it on goal, look for rebounds. Holtby was really good at containing those, and the Vancouver Canucks are really good at taking it back afterwards. So even though there is a very high shot count in this game, just like the last one, I do think the Senators were not as deadly in this game as they were in the last game, for example, because the last game we saw them score 1 goal on 24 shots in the first period, which should not have been the case because Demko really kept the Canucks in it. But You know, at the end of the day, the Vancouver Canucks, they need to get good goaltending. They need to get good all around, and the goaltending was good tonight. Sure, the shot suppression should have been a lot better, in my opinion. We'll see how that comes to play against the Winnipeg Jets on Saturday. But for Sens fans, you guys, I've been seeing the Sens subreddit, reading up what's going on there. Yeah, it's a lot of doom and gloom over there in that fan base. Now the Sens, if you go over to the NHL standings, they are indeed last in the league. Well, they were last in the league last time, before this game happened, with 3 points in 7 games played, which is like a .2 something points percentage. And now it's even worse with 3 points in 8 games played. So, yeah, you guys are worse than Detroit, but at the same time, the division you're playing in is super stacked, so I just feel kind of bad at this point. But you know, once the Canucks play the Senators again in March, I probably won't feel too bad and just kind of relive the experience of being competitive hockey fans. So, yeah, let me know in the comments. What do you think about this game here? The Vancouver Canucks win it. It is 4-1. Hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.